Thank you for taking your time out this evening. We are excited to embark on our 48th school year upcoming here at ECCEC. It has been our mission to serve families, the children and the parents with our theme verse of Psalm 78:4, showing to the generations to come the praises of our Lord. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Every year we like to have a theme or a focus for our school year, just something we've felt God impressing on us to have our focus on for that year. And we have a handful of changes to this upcoming school year, just in the way that life is for everyone, and 4K is opening more. We're just trying to look at things, the needs of children, how they have changed over the last couple years with the situation of life that we've all been in. And so as we start this 48th school year, we have decided on a theme of building a firm foundation. We want first and foremost to build a firm foundation in the faith of our little ones. They're so impressionable at this age, and we want to make sure that they know that God loves them and God cares for them. And on top of that, we also want to build a firm foundation in their education, giving them a good start, a good first experience in a classroom setting. We know that it's the first time for some, not for everyone, but we want to make sure that what we're doing is building a good foundation for the future years to build upon. If you are a returning family to us this year, you will notice a few extra faces in the office with the extra needs of registration and managing our resource room, as well as afternoon programming. It takes a lot to run a school. And so you'll see pictured here our office staff. Mary Ann Lee is our founder. She started the school 48 years ago, and you may occasionally catch a glimpse of her in the office. She is here part-time, but she is still here pouring into the lives of particularly myself and Ingrid, as well as the other staff, wisdom upon us and helping us with some of those things that we still need to learn. As well as myself and Ingrid, we have Kirsten Modert. She deals with mainly with student records. If you're a new family to us, Mrs. Kuiper may be a familiar face to you, as chances are she is the one that has done your tour. She's been a super help in getting us, you all in here for a tour. Some of you may know Miss Schuett. She did get married this summer, so her name is now Mrs. Cavallari. She helps out. You'll see her face mostly in the mornings if you're an early drop off, and aiding in classrooms here to help out. And then she is also our Friday teacher for those of you that have kids here on Fridays. And then Mrs. Lidke is in the office in the mornings, and then will be she's our leader of our afternoon program. So if your kids have already been here, you should be familiar with her. I feel like we have a lot of things that are new for this upcoming school year. We want to make sure that we're doing our best to meet the needs of our families, as well as make an exciting learning experience for the children. And so kind of just go over some of our additions and changes for this year. We have had a shift in our times. And so if you're new, this might not be different. This won't be different for you. The main purpose that we had done that is because we know that there was the potential of having some 4K students who might still occasionally want to come. And so we had thought about offering a couple-hour afternoon class. That did not pan out this year. We're always just making sure we're doing our best to meet the needs of the families. But with the shift in times as well, we have made lunch and gym optional, with a younger population having more of our children in the age span of 2s and 3s, and not as many of our 4-year-olds as we've had in the year past. Sometimes that 4-hour day gets a little bit long for them, or we have noticed an increase in children that have allergies. And so maybe lunchtime is a harder time for parents to send them somewhere. And so we have made that lunch and gym time optional this year. If you're having a hard time with that, or you have more questions about that, or just understanding that, please make sure that you reach out to one of us so that we can do our best to answer any questions that you might have for that. If your child is just signed up for the preschool program, just that 3 hours, and as the year goes on, you would like to try out that lunch and gym time, or you feel like you just need an extra extension of your day once in a while, that is available for you. Once again, just connect with us here in the office. Another thing that we've added for the upcoming school year is motor lab time. It's incorporated into the daily schedule for each of our classrooms. And so we have a motor lab that is set up. Studies are finding more in the younger ages how different movements, cross-body movements, fine motor, large motor movements are really important in building those good foundations of learning, making sure that brain connections are built well. And so it's basically a circuit of different activities that the children will come in and move around to, and skills that they can do that will help them when it's time to sit and listen to a story, help increase that attention span and that retention. And so we're excited to add that into our classrooms this year. I know that in the last couple years, they've really started putting them in elementary classroom, or in the elementary schools. And so that is why we have decided to add them into our classes as well. We have been here for a long time, and we're trying to get back to some of our roots. We will be using something called creative curriculum in all of our classrooms and doing more trainings with our teachers on that. All of our teachers work hard to plan for their day and their lessons, and make learning exciting for the children. We are going to be shifting to more of a topics of study rather than just themes throughout, and having the children have more input into their learning. And so we're excited to unroll that for you and see what the kids are interested in, and making sure we're really meeting the needs of the children in the classrooms. If you've been with us, you're familiar with bi-weekly learning links that teachers would send out to share about what they're learning about in class, give you ideas of things that you can do at home to add on to those skills, or maybe stories that would go along well with that. Those will still be coming out. They'll just be coming out a little less frequently, more of a monthly overview, and they will have classroom specific information on it as well. Lesson plans or weekly focus, whichever term you're more familiar with us, will look a little bit different this year, but those will still be posted on share sites, which we'll get into that a little bit more later. Forms that we use for conferences, we do conferences once in the fall, once in the spring. Those will also look a little different this year, rather than long checklists of different skills, really working on focusing on that play-based learning and making sure goals are made for each child and a little bit more individualized to make sure those children can meet their specific goals. And so looking forward to that. The biggest thing that's new for this upcoming year, it's been hard to communicate fully in writing, I think, just because it's new for us, but want to make sure to explain it a little bit. We know that there are several families that we have that have older siblings, and we have learned through the course of the years that school districts have a lot of days where they're closed when we are open. And we know that because oftentimes the preschooler will stay home because big brother or big sister are off of school. However, we also know we serve a lot of working families. And so we do want to make it available. If you have a child that's K-5 through 3rd grade and you are looking for options, something to do because you're working it or you want them just not sitting at home all day, we do have that elementary day camp, for lack of a better word, available for those ages of children. I know that we go back to school, everyone starts a little bit differently, but we get a full week of school in before Labor Day even starts. And so if you're looking for something for those elementary age kids, August 29th through September 2nd, any of those days, please reach out to us so we can see if we can help you with any of that. And then new for this year as well is we'd like to offer some specialty classes, some parent and child activities. This past year we did a Valentine Day where we had stations that the children rotated with, and we had a really fun time. And the families that were here really enjoyed that. So we want to be able to offer those throughout the course of the year. So watch for more information as we go for that.
All right. Events and dates to remember. You should have received a tentative calendar in your July mailing. I'm just going to touch on a few of those different things. The first one is our back to school bash, which will be next week, Thursday, August 25th, from 5 to 8. With COVID, we had to kind of shift that from our open house style that we did to like a meet the teacher where it was scheduled. So we have kind of this year combined both of those things together, because we figured if you needed to come out to school, like maybe we'd keep you here for a little longer than 10-15 minutes. So what we have decided to do is our back to school bash. You will still need to sign up on the Shutterfly share sites to schedule a time to meet with your child's teachers, and both of the teachers will be meeting with all of the families, just so you have a chance to meet both teachers and kind of give them a quick overview if you have any concerns, if you have any issues want to share with them. There will also be a time you can drop off your paperwork, like any health forms, media consent forms, all of those things. You will be able to pick up your key fobs that night. Each of our new students will receive a green bag that will have different back to school paperwork in it as well. We'll have a chance to take photos that we'll use kind of here at school, and then you'll actually get to make a picture frame that you can take home as well. There will be an art project to do. We'll have big construction vehicles out in the parking lot. We're working to try to potentially get a few food trucks here. Right now we definitely have desserts and coffee, so maybe eat dinner at home and come for a treat afterwards. We'll have various activities set up in the lobby as well. So just to kind of make that a little bit more of an interactive time, maybe get to meet some families that are also in your class, and just really trying to make some connections early in the school year. So we're excited for that. Picture days, first day of school is Monday, August 29th. And then picture days will be Tuesday, October 18th and Wednesday, October 19th. Unfortunately, we don't offer a makeup day. So we know sometimes people are on vacation or kids get sick, but just wanted you to be aware of that. And then, as Heather said, we do have parent-teacher conferences twice. They will both be on Fridays. So Friday, November 11th, and then again, Friday, May 12th, either in person or via phone.
And then as we have other dates throughout the year.
Stop touching that. That is Mama and Dada's toy, not yours.
Via share sites.
Do not touch that.
And things. We are excited to finally be bringing back field trips this year. We have not really been able to do them well these past couple years. So we are excited to bring those back to you, as well as a few different specialty events and classes throughout the year. Just so that you note, field trips are for 3 years old and up. Once the whole class is 3, they can go on field trips. So our starfish and our sea otters, they'll go on one in the fall and one in the spring. Our sea turtles will be able to, in the spring, once everyone is 3, be able to go on a field trip. Our baby sharks don't leave the premises. Our 2-year-olds stay here. We do try to get some on-site field trips that are whole school to give those children some new experiences as well. So permission slips are always sent out for those, as well as there's a separate fee. When those are out, if you have questions, make sure you connect with the teacher or here with us in the office. At the back to school nights, or if you're not able to make it that night on your first day of school, you will be receiving a permission slip. Many of our classes, when the weather is nice, like to be able to take advantage of the beautiful park across the street. And so we need walking permission for you. We have the stop signs and we stop traffic, and we take the kids across the street. And we just have you sign that blanket one for the year, as long as you're okay with that. We do want to have some family fun events throughout the year. Old families might remember Mom's Night and Dad's Night, which we've kind of done away with in the last couple of years, just because we couldn't have too many large group gatherings. We're hoping to offer more of a family nights this year. Probably one in the fall, as well as in the spring. This will be the 3rd year we'll be doing a spring concert. That's a great time to invite out grandparents and things like that. And then probably in the deads of winter, just some family fun to get you out of the house. And we'll give you information as all of those get a bit closer. And like I said, specialty classes will be new this year. Depending on the interest and how many people are wanting to do that, we will offer those throughout the year. If there are certain topics or times that work better for your family, please feel free. The more feedback you give us, the better we can schedule things and prepare for things that will meet the needs of your family.
This year, in the past, we have kind of done various collections, and this year we want to really just do something each month. You will get more specific details on the back to school night or your first day of school. That will be in the paperwork. But so for the school year, we want to just do various collections to support our local community, as well as children in other countries. So for September, October, and November, it will be focused on Samaritan's Purse, Operation Christmas Child, and their shoebox gifts. So for September, we'll be collecting school supplies. October will be personal care items. November, we'll do a coin collection. We're hoping the church has like a coin collector with the coins that go around. So we're hoping to have that by the office, as well as collect shoe boxes that will then be sent to different kids around the world. For December, we will be doing pajamas. We did that a few years ago, and then we partner up. Scholastic has a program, and then so all the pajamas that we get, the kids that those go to also get a book donated to them. January will be birthday cake kits. February, making Valentines for seniors. March, we'll collect boxes of cereal. April will be for the Wildlife and Need Center. And then May, planting some flowers for the seniors also. So just kind of trying to do a few different things there. All right. Health and safety. All right. We want everyone to be happy and healthy at school. So we just ask before coming to the center, if you know, little Susie's not quite looking right, maybe best to keep her home. So just check your child for symptoms of illness in the morning. If they're not feeling well, please keep them home. We've been very healthy the last few years, so Teachers will do a visual health check on the kids before they come into the classroom. You know, if they notice like, oh, so-and-so has a red eye, like did they bump it, or allergies or different things like that. Masks are optional right now. If state guidelines change, we'll certainly let you know. Hand sanitizer is available upon entering the building, as well as by the check-in kiosks. Children will wash hands when they enter the classrooms, before and after they eat, after using the restroom, of course, and then throughout the day as needed. The teachers will continue to disinfect tables, toys, and high traffic areas. We do use thieves cleaner here. It's a plant-based. It's very safe for the kids. That was something that was important to us. So we'll continue to do that. And then you can check the website if you have any other questions. This is our emoji chart that can also be located on the website, and it just stay home if have fever of 100.4 or higher in the last 48 hours, and then when they can return, dry persistent cough, vomiting, diarrhea, rash, all of those different things. And if a child becomes sick at school, so the teachers do get to know the kiddos pretty well, and you know, we can tell, okay, Susie didn't eat lunch today, what's going on, or you know, just wasn't quite themselves. So the teachers will monitor for signs of illness. If a child does become ill while they're here, we will remove them from the classroom and they'll be cared for by one of the office members. Parents are contacted right away to pick them up, so just make sure that information is current. If we can't get a hold of mom or dad, we'll go to the next person on the contact information. And then children will be sent home from the center if they have fever, vomiting, more than one bout of diarrhea, undiagnosed rash, an eye condition, again with the redness, itchy, watery, and then uncontrollable cough, or just knows that they can't quite keep wiped, or with, you know, the teacher. Yeah. All of the nosies. A medication form is needed for anything that we administer. This includes lotion, lip balm, all of those different things. We do have Hello Bello hand lotion that you will be getting a permission slip for, that we can just apply to the children with all the hand washing, and especially when winter comes. Those red little hands, we want to make sure that we don't have cracked, bleeding knuckles. So we just ask that you would sign that.
Yeah, and if something changes throughout the year with like your child's health things, please make sure you let us know, because we only know what you tell us. So if something, a new allergy appears or something, please be sure to let us know here in the office. And then anything that we have as far as medication here, we monitor that and let you know if it's going to expire or something, and we'll contact you for that. Safety and security, our most important job here is to make sure that the children in our care are safe. And we do realize that we are in a very large facility, and so we do our best to make sure we have precautions put in place. So we do have cameras located at each entrance of the building, throughout the hallways, and on the playground. And then in the South Main entrance, there is limited access. And so if you've come to the door and the door is locked, chances are you're there in between times that children are in class or children are sleeping. And so with the shift of our schedule this year, the door schedule will also change a bit. They are on a controlled system where they can all lock and unlock at given times. And so we don't post this on our website because we don't want, you know, any random people to know it. We just make sure that our families are aware of the times. And so 7 to 9 o'clock is that drop-off time. We've added a little bit of time in case, you know, we open at 7:15. We start accepting children, but maybe, you know, someone has to go to the bathroom on their way here, and we don't want you in the middle of winter waiting outside for the door to unlock. And so 7 to 9 is open for drop-off. 11:40 to 12:45, it's kind of that transitional time. Some will go home after preschool, some will go home after their lunch and gym time. So that is open then. And then once again, children start going home after that rest time. And so 2:45 to 5:30. We do close at 5:15. So starting on the 29th, we are at our new hours. So 7:15 to 5:15 p.m. are our new hours. So we've extended that at the front end of the day and the back end of the day for our long day families. If for some reason you're coming outside of these hours, you had a doctor appointment, a dentist appointment in the morning, or you have to pick up early because you have an appointment or a family need, please use the family entrance that's located on the middle level. It's near the library. You can come in down there and then come to the office. That way we can help get you to where you are going. The classroom doors will remain closed and locked at all times, other than those drop-off and pickup times. And then the classroom doors, class starts really at 8:45 for the main portion of the day. We leave the doors open for an extra 5 minutes as just a little bit of a cushion. The teachers will close the doors at 8:50. And so if for some reason you're running late, please make sure you just stop at the office so that one of our office staff can help get you into the classroom. Once the class day has started and there's constant knocking on the door, it makes it hard for the children to focus. That way, if you just come to the office, we all have keys and we can quietly get your child into the classroom and not interrupt what is already happening in there. With all of the new times, if you are finding for your family that it is difficult, please make sure to communicate with us. We don't know what you don't tell us, and so we just do our best from the information that we have. So like I said, we have new times this year. It is open to revisiting that for that preschool time if there's enough families that are affected by that. Ingrid mentioned earlier that at the back to school night, we will be issuing key fobs. Our key fob system is a way for us to track who is in the building and who has left the building, who dropped off and who picked up. So each parent is given a specific number. We ask that you do not share them, as this is part of our security as well, because when you use your barcode to check in, our computer lets us know whether it was mom or dad that has dropped off or picked up and what time that was. It's a 3-step process. You scan your fob, you tap on your child's name or both of your children if you have more than one, and then you hit the button that says done. There are instruction signs by all of them, or if you are having trouble or want to have a visual of how to use that, all of the computers should be up and running. Hopefully for back to school night, we can have them open and on. So if you want to try that out before school starts, that should be great. If you have a grandparent or a babysitter or another person that picks up on a regular basis, you can request that key fob for them. If it's someone that's just picking up occasionally, like maybe grandma lives out of town, but she happens to be here visiting and she wants to come pick up for the day, you can get a 1-day pass. They are green. We always keep them the same color, and then you just give that to the person, make sure you've signed it, and make sure they bring their driver's license with them. If it's someone that's picking up kind of on a sporadic basis over the course of the year. Our pickup cards are pink this year. And so if you have had one in the past, a yearly pass, make sure you get a new one for any of your pickup people. With each of these, we do ID the pickup person. We always say we'll take them from anyone, but we won't just give them back to anyone, as our main job here is to keep the children safe. And so just please help us out by getting those pickup cards or requesting for a key fob. We do know that some families help each other out and do some ride sharing or things like that. We can have additional children added onto your card. Like if you're in one of those situations, just be sure to let us know so we can have the proper authorization for that. Emergencies. It's always best to be trained for emergencies. So all of our teachers are CPR certified, and we are actually on a rotating, we're 50-50. CPR is required every 2 years that it expires. And so our staff is half and half. So there's always a fresh batch that is most current on their CPR. So all of our staff, not just the teachers, are trained in not only CPR, but also identifying shaken baby syndrome and child protection policies. As far as the daily things that go, our teachers carry backpacks all the time, in which they have their list of children that are with them. They have, you know, ice packs, Kleenexes, wipes, things in there for just real basic Band-Aids for basic needs. They also have Walkie Talkies if we need to get a hold of them for some reason, or they need to get a hold of us. We have those Walkie Talkies so that we can communicate quickly with one another. All of our staff are aware of the allergies that are in the building, not just the children that are under their immediate care. We try to make sure that we help each other out. And so we're all aware of any allergies that children may have, and everyone is trained to administer EpiPens if needed, as well as inhalers. So, all right.
Financial policies. Tuition is based on 36 weeks or a 9-month school year. It is due on the 1st of the month, but you do have a grace period until the 10th. I normally try to send out a reminder, probably like the 8th. If I have noted that you have automatic payments set up, I make note of that so I don't keep emailing those of you that have that set up. If tuition is not received by the 10th, services will not be available until we receive payment or we have made arrangements. Credit card, debit card, or bank transfer can be done online. Unfortunately, I can't take those at the window. But if you could try to use bank transfer, just because that really helps cut down on extra costs for us, because the credit card fees do rack up pretty quickly. There is a locked box just to the left of the window. So if someone's not in the office, or you're here after hours, or you come to church on Sunday, want to drop it off, you can feel free to put that in there. I check that regularly. There are no substitute or makeup days or credit given for absences or vacation or snow days. And then fees, there will be late pickup charge for both half-day and full-day children. Half-day becomes our drop-in rate, so it's $6 per half hour. And then due to the stipulations of our license, it will be $1 per minute past 5:15, and that has to be paid in cash because that actually goes to the afternoon teachers. Beginning October 1st, a $5 charge will be assessed if for consistently missed check-in and check-out. That doesn't mean like grandma's coming to pick up and she doesn't have a key fob. You certainly won't get charged for that, but just really getting into the habit of checking the kids in and out, as Heather said, that really helps us for safety reasons. And when we do attendance, we have to check the kids in, and so just makes it a little easier for us, and then just helps keep the kids safe. There's $25 service fee for NSF checks. And then, as we said, field trip and specialty classes fees will be charged separately.
All right. We want to do our best to stay connected with you, as well as just have good communication. And so hopefully by now you have been able to get in your Shutterfly share sites. Some of you have started emailing. Last week, Monday, the invitations went out. So if you didn't accept that sometime within the last week, you'll have to request to be added again. I know there might be a few families on here that we had just a couple new ones enroll this week. And so if you haven't gotten that yet, it will be coming in the next couple days. Please make sure that you have at least one parent connected to the share sites, as this is the main source of communicating classroom specific information. As I mentioned earlier, our learning links, it's more of a monthly letter sharing their topic of study and skills they're working on, things you can do at home. Our weekly focus or our lesson plan is posted there. The teachers can send a message about what their day was like. When you work with children, the days can be unpredictable. Sometimes we have special things that are happening, or, we found a bug outside, and so we didn't actually do this thing. We looked up this bug to figure out what it is and where it came from and all of that. So messages get sent out usually daily on that. If they're doing a special class project, if you're wanting to celebrate your child's birthday at school, we have a lot of birthdays around the same time, so it's helpful if you sign up on our share site. That way we can communicate with our snack aide so that she knows how much snack to prepare or to not prepare for a given day. And the best part about the share sites are pictures that can be posted, giving you a little bit of a glimpse into your child's day. The nice thing about this is these are password protected sites, and so it's just the parents of that classroom and the teachers of that classroom that are accessing these things, and they're not just all over the place. We do also have all school information on there, such as our school newsletters, the calendar of events. The calendar is nice because it will send out reminders the day before, letting you know when school is closed, or it's a special activity that day, or maybe it's a really big sports day and we need to wear our Packer gear, or the Brewers are in the playoffs or something like that. We try to add some fun stuff in there as well. So you just need an existing Shutterfly account. Those are free. If you don't have one, you just have to make one. If you have one already and it's connected to an email that we don't have and you would prefer to be invited that way, connect with us as well, so we can make sure that you are on that share site. When we are communicating with you, we use a few different things. You will be receiving emails from info@ecec.com. If you are a new family to us, this is the first year that ecec1975@gmail was used to help streamline our registration process. So now that you are registered, if you have general questions, concerns, financial things, please make sure that you email info@ecec.com, or and not the ECCEC1975, as we're really trying to use that more for our registration. If you can mark this as a safe email, add us to your address book. Other times it will end up just going to spam or junk mail. So please make sure that we are on your safe list. We also have something called Schoolcast. That is the system I use to email you the link to this meeting tonight. With that, we have the ability to email, text, and do like automated phone calls. And so if we have an emergency, for some reason the power's out or something, or we have a health notice, there's something that is being spread, any one of your random child illnesses. Thankfully, we don't have to send those out very often, but we can get it out in a timely fashion if there is, or weather closing. With the weather closings or in emergencies, we want to be able to communicate with you in every form possible. And so hopefully you will feel like we have over communicated. In the event of a snowstorm, you'll get an email message, you'll get a text message, you'll get an automated phone call, because we would rather make sure that you have received at least one of those. So just note that. And then the children also have files that you will need to check on a regular basis. They're usually right outside your child's classroom. If you were just with us in the summer, we used envelopes on the wall, but during the school year, we have folders that artwork can go in, or notes from the teachers, and things like that. If your child is not coming to school, maybe you're going on vacation, or like I said, an older sibling has the day off, or you're on vacation, someone's sick, you're not feeling well, and so you can't drive. If you want to either send us an email to that info@ecec.com or give us a call. Otherwise, we have to bother you while you're sitting on the beach if we don't know where your kid is. If you know about a vacation in advance, you can always email it to us or stop by the office, and we keep a record of those. As Ingrid mentioned earlier, we have to do daily attendance. We are responsible. If a child is supposed to be in our care, we are responsible to follow up on where they are if they do not show up on a given day. We know that parents are often asking for teacher emails. We want to make sure that our teachers are spending the day with your children and not answering parent emails all day. And so no, our teachers do not have individual email addresses because we don't want them sitting at a computer for the course of their day. They will send a message to you at the end of their day, a general one, via that share site once the children have been picked up for the day typically, or if one teacher is teaching, the other teacher might send it towards the end of the day. So if you have something that you need to connect with a teacher directly on concerning your child, please just use that info@ecec.com. We'll print it out, we'll get it to the teacher, and we'll get you a response back quickly. But we do not want to use up valuable teaching time to answer emails when we can help them out with that.
What should I bring to school? We do ask that you send a backpack. You're going to hear me say labeled with your child's first name and last initial lots of times. You'd be amazed how many Paw Patrol lunchboxes can be in one class. So if Johnny has, Teddy's lunchbox, and then we're crying because you ate my peanut butter sandwich, and just allergies and different things, so we just really want to make sure everything is labeled, so everything that comes to school is returned home. So we do ask that you send a backpack, again labeled with first name and last initial. Inside of there, if you could put a change of clothes in a Ziploc bag, again label the bag. Or if some of our families use like reusable pouches, whatever works for you. Please make sure you kind of update those clothes as kids grow or seasons change. We like to do messy things here, so we put smocks on, but inevitably I went under the smock with the paintbrush and have paint, or so just potty accidents, lunch spills, all those different things. So we just ask you send a change of clothes. So short sleeve shirt, long sleeve shirt, shorts, pants, undies, socks, all those different things. Lunchbox, if your child is enrolled for lunchtime, again labeled with their first name and last initial on the outside. A lot of our parents have these really cool stickers that seem to stick to everything. Those work really well. Some of them even come with like the name tags right on them, permanent marker, whatever works for you, but that's really helpful for the teachers. And then if your child does stay for rest time, we want to make sure that my teddy bear goes home with the right friend. So again, just labeled. If you don't want to write directly on it, masking tape or something works really well. So something we have added this year, because a lot of the times parents are saying, what can I do to help? Is there anything I can bring? So we have asked this year if each family can bring a pack of wipes, because we use them really in all of the classes, not just the kids that are potty training. A box of tissues, we go through them very quickly. The ones that we have provided here can get a little rough after you've blown your nose for the 15th time. A box of washable markers, and then if your child is in pull-ups or diapers, we do ask that you send those. You are welcome to bring those on Meet the Teacher night. We would prefer the pull-ups with the Velcro sides on them. When you have, 12 little friends that all have pull-ups, and you have to take all of their clothes off to get the non-Velcro ones. So just for the teacher's sanity, we would ask that you try to send the Velcro ones. It's just a lot easier to do. Other optional donations would be paper towel. Of course, working with kids, we go through a lot of that. Dry erase markers, hand soap, again, doing that extra hand washing, napkins, Play-Doh, glue, some of those different things that we just go through pretty quickly. Okay.
What do I wear to school? Clothes that can get dirty and clothes that can be easily maneuvered by children. It is our goal to really have the children work on their self-help skills. And so all the way down from our 2-year-old classroom, all the way up through our 5-year-olds, we want children to be able to put on their socks and shoes and be able to pull up their pants and pull them down when going to the bathroom. They make a lot of really cute clothes for kids, but they're not always very functional, and they often need grown-up assistance. It really builds a child's self-esteem when I can do it myself. And so if you can help us out and help out your child as well, elastic is really great in pants. So that it can move up and down, and Velcro shoes are great, or slip-on shoes are great, and less of the tie shoes, because what I'm going to do is when it's story time is I'm going to untie my shoe, so my teacher has to tie it 6 times during the day, or I'm going to create a toy out of them. So just really kid-friendly clothing is helpful. And if you could save some of those super cute things for weekends, like we said earlier, children experience things through their hands, and we do a lot of messy things here. And we've heard many of you say that's why I send them there, so they can do the Play-Doh and the glitter and the thing, so I don't have to clean it up at home. And so please don't send the Sunday best unless we've asked for that and we know that we're not going to be doing such messy things those days. Footwear, if you could please make sure that the shoes are closed-toed and closed-heeled, especially when playing on the playground and running around. Those Crocs and some of those things that have open fronts or open backs, or that slip off super easily because they're a little bit too big, it makes it hard and unsafe for the children to play. Shoes that have good traction while running are helpful, and then shoes that fit well so that they are comfortable. We understand children grow quickly, but as those shoes start getting a little bit tight, they start to rub, and then we get blisters, and then there's tears, and the teachers do their best to, put a Band-Aid on it and whatever, but, sometimes then they just want mom. So if you can help us out with good footwear, that is helpful. Just a fun picture for you here. when your child comes home messy, look a little closer because your child has been exploring. Independence, curiosity, communication, respect, creativity. Your child has had fun. A messy day at preschool is a fun day. That means they were engaged and having a great time. I hate to show this picture as I am in denial that summer is coming to an end. But we live in Wisconsin and eventually the snow will come. And we do want to take the children outside as much as possible. So check your snow pants, your boots, your winter coat, hat, mittens, because we will take them outside as much as possible. And we want children to be able to learn to put all of these things on themselves. So if you could refrain from those magic stretchy gloves, one size fits no one, it would be appreciated, because little fingers have a very hard time getting into them. And then they're 2 seconds touching the snow and their little hands are freezing because their gloves are soaking wet. So if you can get some good waterproof mittens, your child will enjoy the time that we have outside a lot better. Once our kids are bigger, especially our sea otter class, they do like to take advantage of, you know, the large snow mounds after the parking lot has been plowed. All right, classroom information.
We do offer Scholastic book orders, so we will place orders monthly with the exception of March because we have the book fair going on. Online ordering can be done using the class code HD88G. That should be posted on the Shutterfly share sites. And we'll send detailed instructions for online ordering with the first Scholastic order. And then, as I said, we will have our book fair the week of what we call Literacy Week here, February 27th through March 3rd. So as I said, you'll get more information as we get that out to you. Our classroom names. So we were Bugs for a long time for our returning families, but we have switched over to sea creatures. So our baby sharks are 2 to 2.5-year-olds. Sea turtles are 2.5 to 3. Our starfish are 3.5 to 4.5. And then our sea otters are 4.5 to 5. And then coral reef is our mixed ages for extended care and early morning. Fantastic Friday for the children enrolled all 5 days. It is a mix of ages of all those children that are in attendance on Friday. It is held in what we call our Coral Reef Room, which is B133 and 34. Children will be dropped off and picked up in that room, and just gives them a chance for some interaction with kids from other classes and just a little bit of a change of pace for those kiddos that are with us every day. Classroom teachers. Baby sharks will be Lisa Lampman and Carrie Martin. That has changed since the July mailing has gone out. There was a little bit of a shift. If you have any questions or concerns about that, you can give us a call or send us an email. Heather and I will be happy to answer any questions. Sea turtles is Laura Benini and Sue Hessner. Starfish will be Lori Douglas and Jessica Nedikoven. Sea otters is Amy Camaris. Morning coral reef is Melissa Cavallari, Heather, and myself. Afternoon coral reef is Carol Lidke and Kirsten Modert. Fantastic Friday is Sandy Goretke and Melissa Cavallari. Where am I? Fayed will be Judy Ball, and then our on-site sub will be Ann Landis.
All right. All right. I know we're getting close to the end here. We're almost done. We're gonna go a few minutes over all those new things added in this year. So we'll try to go through these quickly. All of our classroom use the same respect rules and give me 5. That way, as children transition from one class to another, or as we have our morning and afternoon classes, we can all be on the same page. And so we teach the children Respect God, respect teachers, respect others, respect yourself, and respect property. And then we're off, the teachers also teach the children when they need to get their attention or when it's, you know, large group time. Give me 5. Legs are crossed, hands are still, eyes are watching, ears are listening, and lips are zipped. Starting with our 2.5 to 3-year-olds and on up, we do use a behavior block system. This can also be found on our website. Everyone starts their day happy, green, they're following the rules, doing a great job. If a child is having a hard time with one of our respect rules, they'll get a warning and we have them move their behavior block down to yellow as kind of a reminder to them that they need to be kind to others and make sure they're listening to teachers and things like that. If the child continues to struggle, another respect rule has been broken, you will get a note home because we want to partner with you, and you don't know if we don't tell you, just like we don't know if you don't tell us things. So an orange note would be sent home if a child is having trouble with a particular situation, so that we can get some help and reinforcement from you at home and hopefully solve the problem. If a child continues to break respect rules, or you know, if it's kind of an extreme behavior, they usually have a trip to the office so they can have a different voice other than their teachers, usually myself or Ingrid, just talk about what's happening, why is it happening, try to get to the bottom of the story. But we also want to acknowledge behavior that goes above expectations. And so children can also earn blue notes home. Maybe they've helped a friend, or they've cleaned up to a center they haven't even played in. And so we use these across our classrooms as kind of just a visual aid for the children to know. We place it in an area in the classroom that's non-conspicuous. You know, it's not going to be posted on your child's door so every parent walking by can see where everyone is. It's more for the teacher and the children to kind of keep everything where the classroom is running well. You will notice that we do have TVs and iPads in our classrooms. We mainly use this for our Christian ed music. We do have a YouTube channel that we like to put our playlist on. You can find that link on our website, as well as our share sites. It gives you a chance to see and hear some of the music that your kids are learning in class. That way, when they're singing the same 2 words on repeat, you can find the song and maybe get them a few more. You can know what they're singing. Snack time. Snack time is provided morning and afternoon if your kid is here a long day. Snack menu can be found on those classroom share sites. Birthday snacks, if you're wanting to celebrate your child's birthday and you're wanting to bring something in, we do ask that they are prepackaged if possible. If you could try to keep away from anything that has nuts in it, it's helpful for us to make sure that those kids aren't excluded from the fun birthday snacks. We do ask that you sign up on the share sites. On the calendar, you can click on there and add in that. We suggest things like fruit cups, goldfish, popcorn, Rice Krispie treats, ice cream. We try to steer away from the cupcakes a little bit because usually the children just, lick the frosting and then crumble the cupcake all over the place. So talk to your child and maybe bring in their favorite snack or something to share. And if you can bring in a beverage that goes along with your snack, that is fun and helpful as well. Lunch is obviously for our all-day students, as well as that optional add-on for preschool only kids. We do ask that you label that with first name and last initial. Use a thermos to keep food warm or a cold pack to keep food cold. We don't heat up or refrigerate any of the children's lunches. We do provide milk and water, so no need to send a beverage. Please don't send juice boxes or other things. The children use open cups. And so if you've got a little one that's drinking out of a sippy cup at home, our 2-year-olds, we usually fill their cups like just a little bit and then give them refills as needed as they're learning those open cups. But if you haven't practiced with them yet, it's a great time to start with small open cups. We do not serve nuts here at ECCEC, but if that's what your child eats for lunch, please go ahead and send that. We will make sure that our lunchroom has tables that are designated as allergy friendly, which means none of the allergens will be seated at that table. But feel free to send peanut butter if that's all your child eats.
No, you're good. Okay, we do have the playground outside that is fenced and gated. We keep the gates closed and teachers monitor the playground, kind of walk around, you know, make sure, especially with our younger classes, someone will stay right at that gate so nobody tries to go out. There are rubber chips on the playground in case someone does fall. You know, of course, we do have the occasional accident. If that happens, you will get a note sent home. If it's like a bump on the head, we might give you a phone call and just give you a heads up, like so-and-so, you know, fell out on the playground and hit their head on the slide. We like to convey that to you as quickly as we can, but definitely like to take advantage of the playground as much as we can. There is also the full-size indoor gym upstairs. Most of the kids, if they're just here for the preschool time, won't necessarily visit the gym, but if they are here for that lunch and gym time, they will, the older kids will go to the gym, and then our younger ones we're going to keep down in the lobby because that's a long hike for them up to the gym. So by the time they get up there, it's like play for 5 minutes and turn around and walk all the way back. So, and Judy Ball will be in charge of our gym activities. Diapers, toilet training, and wiping. We definitely want to partner with you. We know this is a big milestone. For those of you that have already reached this point, that's awesome. We know some of our littles, they just need a little bit more help. The teachers want to work with you and do what you're doing at home. We want to be consistent. So if your little one is wearing underwear at home, you know, but they just started doing that, please send them to school in the underwear. Like I said, we want to be consistent. The teachers are prepared to change clothes, and we know that's just part of the process. We do a few different things here to kind of help along with that. We have these little coins that we call happy coins, but they can be happy coins, potty coins. They're just little plastic coins that come in different colors. If you go pee on the potty, you can get a coin. And then if you go poopies on the potty, and then once we do reach that milestone, we'll send home a potty certificate. So we really try to celebrate that with the kids. Once they are toilet trained, especially like our sea otter class, the teachers cannot aid them in wiping. So our younger class that is still working on that, or obviously if the child has diarrhea or something and they need assistance, that's a different story. But just generally, so if you have a child in like our sea otter class and they still need some help with that, the teacher can talk them through, but can't necessarily do it for them. So make sure you're practicing that at home. If you have any specific concerns, make sure you talk to your teacher at the Meet the Teacher night or the first day of school so they can, again, be on the same page with that. The kids that are here all day with us do have a rest time. Each of the kids does have a cot with their name on it. We provide the sheets that are laundered weekly. You can see a couple different, some of the kids bring like the bedroll, some of them just bring a blanket, stuffy. Again, just make sure everything's labeled so that things go home with the person they came to school with.
All right, and just wrapping up, we want to do our best to keep the kids safe and know they are loved. And then our main focus here, we learn the Bible. There's a lot of great preschools, but we want to make sure that we are giving the opportunity for a great Christian education. And so we will learn the Bible through a variety of Bible stories. Maybe we're acting it out or dressing up or building a boat out of blocks. We make it fun and interactive for the kids. We pray at the start of our day for a great day, a safe day. We pray at snack time. We pray at lunchtime. We pray if someone gets an owie. As we comfort them, we want to pray with them and know that God cares for them. And we love to sing. We sing and we use instruments and scarves, and we sing fun songs, but our favorite songs to sing are worship songs. And so once again, we did mention we do have our YouTube channel. You can start listening to those at home if you're looking to hear what we're having in the class. It is our goal here that we strive to provide a loving Christian environment where we can serve children and their families as we help each child develop intellectually, physically, emotionally, socially, and spiritually into their God-given potential. We look forward to a great year ahead. We look forward to partnering with your family for the best experience for your child. So as you have questions and concerns or something you need clarification with, please communicate with us so that we can partner together for a great school year ahead. Thank you again for taking your time out tonight to be with us. That is all we have for this evening. We will hang out for a few minutes. If you have a question, please feel free to hang out here for a little bit. And we can try to field those questions. If you are still trying to log into Headmaster, it was noted in your paperwork, several of you have called saying you cannot get in, and that is because we are still on summer programming. We have one more day of summer camp tomorrow. We have some families that have drop-in billing and things to take care of because they've added on some summer days. And so give us a chance to tear down summer. Beginning next week, we will be able to, if you can't log in by like Wednesday of next week, then contact us and let us know you're having trouble. We just need to be able to have a chance to switch over data sets, as we are not able to have two different ones going at the same time. I know there's been several emails about that, so please just be patient. Tuition isn't due until September 1st anyway, so
Got a little time.
Any questions?
Okay.
Okay, if you do have other questions, once again, give us a call, email info@ecec.com. We look forward to another great school year. If you are interested in that elementary program, you've been trying to wonder about it as well. If the year is too much for you to figure out and we can kind of just do it month by month as well. If you have an elementary age that you're trying to figure out for, please contact us so we can check to see if we can accommodate and meet your needs. Other than that, hope you have a great night. Hope you can all make it out to our back to school night next week. And we're looking forward to a great year with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.